Barcelona's summer transfer window is officially on fire, with Nico Williams heavily linked to a blockbuster move, Rafael Leão's name suddenly exploding in internal talks, and speculations swirling around the futures of Ronald Araujo and Andreas Christensen. Fans are on the edge of their seats. Can Barcelona pull off a double attacking signing while holding on to their defensive core? Will Araujo be tempted away? Is Christensen ready for another key season under Flick? This isn't just another transfer update, this is a full-on shakeup at Camp Nou. If these moves go through, Barcelona could completely transform their lineup and make a powerful statement across Europe. Get ready, BR's big decisions are coming fast. Barcelona's summer is heating up, and behind the scenes at the Camp Nou, the conversations are getting more intense by the day. After officially appointing Hansi Flick as the new head coach, the club has entered a critical phase in reshaping the squad. One name that keeps popping up in those internal meetings? Nico Williams. The young athletic club winger is front and center in Barca's transfer discussions, and it's no secret why. His performances in La Liga have caught the attention of the biggest clubs in Europe, and Flick has made it abundantly clear he wants Nico in Blaugrana colors next season. Now, it's not just about the player's talent. It's about timing, fit, and most importantly, finances. Nico Williams is seen as a more financially feasible target compared to the elite-tier options like Rafael Leão, whose price tag continues to skyrocket thanks to AC Milan's firm stance. So, Barcelona is weighing its options carefully. They're not just looking at stats or scouting reports, they're considering the locker room dynamics, how this signing affects other players, and whether the budget will actually allow this move to happen. Hansi Flick is pushing for it. He sees Nico Williams as a key piece in the tactical puzzle he's building. The winger's explosive pace, vertical movement, and natural width offer exactly what this Barcelona squad has been missing. In many ways, Williams represents the type of player Barcelona hasn't had in a while, a true winger who hugs the touchline, stretches defenses, and creates space for others. He's not your classic inverted forward. He's direct, aggressive, and a nightmare in one-on-one situations. Flick, having coached some of the world's best during his time with Bayern in Germany, knows exactly how to use a player like this. But then, there's the other side of the equation. President Joan Laporta and the sporting department, led by Deco, are cautious. And for good reason. One of their main concerns isn't just about how good Nico Williams is, it's about what his arrival means for the club's homegrown prodigy, Lamine Yamal. The 16-year-old sensation has taken major strides this season, becoming one of the brightest lights in a turbulent year for the club. Barca doesn't want to stunt his growth. They don't want to risk bringing in someone who might unintentionally shift the spotlight or reduce Yamal's minutes at a critical point in his development. That's where the internal tension lies. On one hand, you've got a new manager trying to build a winning team with proven, ready-now talent. On the other, the president and the board are thinking long-term, carefully guarding their future stars. It's a classic case of ambition versus sustainability. And in Barcelona's unique situation, where every euro counts and every signing has to make perfect sense, the stakes are even higher. Financially, Nico Williams isn't cheap, but he's certainly more attainable than other options on the market. His release clause sits around 50 million euros, and although that's still a significant investment, it's nowhere near the 100 million euros or more that Milan wants for Rafael Leão. Plus, Nico's salary expectations are more manageable, and given that he already plays in La Liga, there are fewer complications in terms of adaptation. It's a cleaner deal on paper, but only if Barcelona can make the numbers work. Right now, the club's financial levers are again under review. After a few years of navigating salary limits and La Liga's economic controls, Barca is still not in the clear. They've made some progress by cutting down their wage bill and restructuring deals, but every signing requires a careful balancing act. To officially register Nico Williams, Barcelona would likely need to offload one or two significant salaries this summer. That brings us to players like Andreas Christensen, who, despite being appreciated by Flick, doesn't fit into the long-term vision. Clubs from Saudi Arabia, including Al Nassr, are reportedly interested, and his departure could be key to freeing up space for new arrivals. If Barcelona can secure a good fee for Christensen and perhaps move on from one or two additional fringe players, then Nico becomes a realistic target. That's why the meetings are happening now, because the pieces need to fall into place quickly if they want to beat out competition from clubs like Bayern Munich and Arsenal. Both clubs are tracking Williams closely, and they can move fast. Bayern, under their new setup, are also looking to inject pace and youth into their flanks. Arsenal, meanwhile, view him as an ideal addition to strengthen their squad depth for both domestic and Champions League ambitions. But what makes Nico Williams such a hot commodity in the first place? Let's take a closer look at his profile. Still only 21 years old, Williams has already logged over 100 appearances for Athletic Club. He's grown massively over the past 2 seasons, becoming one of La Liga's most consistent attacking threats. In the 2024-25 campaign, he racked up 11 assists and 6 goals, showcasing not just creativity but end product, something Barcelona has lacked from the wings in recent years. His dribbling success rate sits above 60%, and he ranks in the top tier for progressive carries and key passes among all La Liga-wide players. Tactically, he offers a different dynamic. While Yamal is more about finesse, control, and cutting in from the right with his magical left foot, Williams brings a more direct and physical style. He plays primarily on the left, which actually makes him more complementary than competitive with Yamal. That's an important distinction, and one Hansi Flick has already brought up in discussions. He sees the duo not as rivals for a spot, but as a balanced combination capable of giving Barcelona genuine width on both flanks. For a coach who values quick transitions and width in attacking play, that's gold. Still, there's no ignoring the reality that signing any high-profile winger brings scrutiny, especially when the club's crown jewel is a teenager expected to lead the next generation. Laporta has been vocal about protecting Yamal's role, and insiders suggest that any move for Nico would come with assurances, both financial and tactical, that Lamine remains central to the club's future. It's a delicate dance, and one that will require clear communication between Flick, the board, and the players themselves. Meanwhile, the dream of bringing Rafael Leão to Camp Nou has all but faded. The Portuguese star remains a tantalizing option on paper, a physically dominant, technically gifted forward who could change any game in an instant. But Milan's valuation of between €80 and €100 million, combined with his long-term contract through 2028, makes that deal financially out of reach for Barca at this point. The club has shelved the idea for now, acknowledging that the numbers just don't make sense. In fact, even if funds were available, some insiders feel the club wouldn't move for Leão unless there was a major shift in Milan's stance or the player actively pushed for an exit. Barcelona has had to adjust its strategy. They're not the economic powerhouse they once were, and every move has to be smart, sustainable, and aligned with the broader vision. That's why signings like Nico Williams are so important. They represent a blend of quality, youth, and financial feasibility. And if the club can find the right formula to bring him in, it could be a defining move for Flick's early tenure.